Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on today's video, I'm going to show you how you can turn some of these stretched canvases in any size you want. These were 2 for $5 at Dollar Tree Plus, or these wood panels from Dollar Tree Plus, or really just about anything else, into something that looks like farmhouse wood. And it's super easy. So as you are hopping on, if this sounds interesting, say hello. Feel free to sprinkle, feel free to ask questions, all that good jazz. Okay, I want to show you a couple projects that I have made in the past, and then we're going to do some. This is something, it's a stretch canvas. I don't remember where I got it, but it might have been from Dollar Tree Plus. I did this project last year, and it says, "Welcome to our farmhouse." It's an adorable stencil from Magnolia Design Co. But what I want you to pay attention to is this. It kind of looks like farmhouse wood. Here's another one. And it's another beautiful stencil from Magnolia DIY.com that says, "Be kind, have faith, speak truth, show grace, stay humble, be honest, love others." And those are, I think this one might be called Life Rules. Anyways, I did that in white chalk paste as well. So I am going to hunt down this video when I'm all finished, and I will probably reshare it, and I'll put a link in the comments here. But those were done very similar to how I'm going to show you how to do it today. This one is a little bit different. But this is also something that I made, and this looks great now, but it's just that MDF, that pressed MDF, and this is a great surface also from Magnolia DIY, and so is this stencil. Anyways, what I did here was different. I stained it, then I painted, or let me think. No, first I did a real light dry brush technique with white paint, and then I stained over the top of it. So there's a lot of different ways that you can create this look, and that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, so let's start with this one right here. This started its life as just one of these wood panels from Dollar Tree Plus. You know, nothing super fancy about it. I did paint the back of it, and I may try to do something with that as well. And so I painted a couple coats of my favorite paint, Waverly chalk acrylic paint in Plaster from Walmart. I painted a couple of coats of that, and they were messy. And then I created this edge, which I think looks fabulous. And I left this unfinished so I could show it to you today. And then we will go ahead and put the stencil in here, and you'll see how we can turn this $3 wood panel from Dollar Tree into something really special that looks almost like it's framed in wood, in farmhouse wood on here. But before I do that, I like to prepare my surfaces for stenciling. So I'm just going to take a piece of sandpaper, not go that direction, and I did such a loose, sloppy job on here that I wanted just to see if I could get it a little bit smoother. And this will be much easier to do now before I have this wet. And I'm going to put just a teeny bit of the Magnolia wax on this part. That helps when you are stenciling for your wood to not soak in the medium and then spread it all over the place. And it gives you more of a crisp look. So I'm just using a yucky rag to apply a teeny bit of this wax which it's clear. It just looks yellow in the tin, and it has no smell, which is great because I've used a lot of other waxes that are super stinky. So now I'm going to buff it really well, and I'm just using a paper towel. You don't want to have too much wax on your surface because sometimes that keeps your chalk paste from actually even adhering to the board. So you just want a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do this. And for this project, I am opting to do this and the outside edge. And you can see I did not do the inside, okay? There's a zillion different ways that you can do things. This is some leftover brown stain from yesterday when I was getting ready. And it's dried out a little bit overnight, so I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. And I'm going to stir it up. I'm just using a foam brush to apply this. The next project is really different, so stay with me. I have two to show you. And I'm trying to get my foam brush so it doesn't have a ton of the stain on it. Okay, so I'm just going to go in one direction, holding my brush like this. And it's the strangest thing. It really does look like wood. There's a little bit of an overlap here where I ended the last bit. And I probably wouldn't have that if I did it all at once. I'm just putting it on, and then I'm basically pulling off the excess. Okay, look at that. Okay, now let's do the outside edge. Exactly the same technique. In other projects, I have applied stain and then used paper towels to pull it off. And that's kind of a cool look too. But I'm all about, you know, use what you have. Any brown stain will work. You can even try diluting brown paint if you don't have brown stain, because sometimes that can look like stain. Okay, and there we go. I'm going to get this little bit of excess off right here. And if I wanted darker on the other areas, I could go over them a second time. So what do you guys think of that? Is that easy or what? So this was just plaster colored Waverly paint, and then some diluted brown stain that I've had hanging out for 100 years, and a foam brush. And I could do the whole back side of this, which I might do later, but I'm going to set this aside so I don't wreck it. And let's move on to the other project that I have to show you. Okay, so this is one of those big canvases that you can get at Dollar Tree, 2 for $5. Let's see if it says what the dimensions are. Okay, it says it's 16 by 20. And these are at Dollar Tree Plus. But if you don't have Dollar Tree Plus, you can get this idea anywhere that sells stretch canvases, which almost all craft stores do. Okay, and I just took some frog tape, or whatever this is called, blue painter's tape. You could use masking tape, and I taped off some areas, some stripes, and I'm going to show you how to do this stain, and then we'll come back and we will stencil that other project, which I really hope I remember to do that. Let's see. I need to put it somewhere where I can see it. Okay. So for this, I just applied my tape and got the edges down really nice and solid. And then I used a paper towel for this one. So let me get a couple of paper towels. I'm going to kind of scrunch them up and dip them in my stain, which might need to be a little bit more diluted, we'll see. No, perfect. And I'm just going all in one direction. I don't know what I'm going to do with this once everything is dry, but I thought that if I did the stripes, it would be easier for you guys to see what I was talking about and give you some ideas also. Okay, so once you get it on, then you're just going to just drag your paper towel across it and, you know, look for the areas where maybe you didn't get any stain on it. And it will dry a little bit lighter. What I did is I just pounced on the edge. Okay, and then I'll come back and fix that. Fix the edge of it. Just a second. Okay, so let me just go over this one final time. What do you guys think of this technique? Is that pretty cool? Let's do the top. So this is not any fancy stain at all. It's just brown. I've been using this for a few years and just diluting it as I was going along. So you may have something on hand that you could use. Basically, it's the dragging the paper towel across the stretch canvas that I think creates the look of wood. Okay, let's do the edges. This is so easy that maybe you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, Heidi, you don't even need to show this to us. I could figure this out on my own. And yeah, I'm sure you could. But I love these kind of crafts where you take something that's nothing, a Dollar Tree wood panel, and you turn it into something special. Okay, I'm going to toss this and get my fingers cleaned up before I go on to the other project. And I do see that I got some stain down here, so that should be pretty easy to lift up with a antibacterial wipe. Let's get a clean one. Of course, the longer you wait, the harder it will be to get it up. This is what it looks like, and we'll see how it looks once I start pulling the top off. It looks great. It does look darker on this section, but maybe that's sort of a ombre effect by accident. I don't know. Maybe it'll dry a little bit lighter. I think it probably will. So tell me what you guys think. If I was going to stencil it, I would probably do something this way. And I could come back and make any of these sections a little bit darker, but what do you guys think about this? Isn't that fun and different? And all it took was, in case you joined late, some Plaster, Waverly, chalk acrylic paint from Walmart, a little bit of brown stain that I have diluted, and some tape and a paper towel. So I'm excited. Okay, let me set this down right there. And clean my fingers off, and we'll come back and finish that other project. Oh, I see lots of people on. I've missed you guys. We had, in case you're watching live, it's December 27th that I'm recording this live of 2022. But whether you're watching live or not, this is still a fun project. And you can still ask questions and comment, even if you're watching this down the road when it's not live anymore. Okay, I think this is what we finished up. Okay, so this is that wood panel that I showed you that I did not stain this inside lip, just the top and the outside. It started its life like this. A $3 wood panel that is 12 by 12. It's a great size from Dollar Tree Plus. Okay, and I want to put some kind of a nice stencil in the center of this that I can use right now for winter decorating and that I can use all year long. And I just want to show you a couple of choices. So, and my stencils look yucky because I use them. And these are reusable many, 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 many times. So I could do this one that says, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." Psalm 119, verse 105. Or I love this one. It says, "Let everything that has breath praise the Lord." Psalm 150, verse 6. Or I could do this one that says, "I still remember the days that I prayed for the things that I have now." Or I could do this one. Magnolia has so many great faith and faith-themed and Bible verse stencils. That is what initially drew me to the company, and that is why I have continued to share their products with you here on DIY Dreaming. This one is from Esther 4:14, and it says, "Perhaps you were created for such a time as this," and it's got this beautiful flower. This is a great one too. It says, "Be confident in this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." Philippians 1:6. But the one I think I'm going to use is this, because it's a 12 by 12. We'll see. I'll see how it's going to fit on here. And it says, "I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." Psalm 139, verse 14. Obviously, I love this one, and I've used it a lot. A lot. So, let me find my tacky towel. And let's do this, just so you can see how you can take something that was $3 from Dollar Tree Plus or anywhere else. You can get wood stuff like this all over the place, and turn it into something special that you could have in your home or that you could give as a gift. And the thing is, this is not news, but you know, life is hard. It just is. And it is so good to have little remembrances of God and how good He is throughout your home. For you, it also gives you good opportunities to be a witness for other people who come into your home. Okay, what was I doing with this? I was just putting a little teeny bit of fuzz on the back of my stencil so it wouldn't be quite so sticky. And now comes the challenge. Getting this in here and getting it in here straight. It may not be exactly perfectly straight, but I'm going to say good enough. Sometimes you just have to do that. Pressing it down really good. And I'm going to do an extra step I'm going to use a squeegee just to make sure I really have it firmly attached to my surface. I see a couple areas where I have not used my stencil as nicely. I haven't played with it as nicely as I should, and there's maybe a little bit of a buckle. Okay, I have three options. I have the dark brown chalk paste option. It's called chocolate brown. This is a new pot I just opened. It's this yummy chocolate color. I have this one that's cool gray. It's a great color too. This goes probably the best in my house. I think that's what I'm going to use. And then I have coal black. And there are a bunch of other colors, and of course, you know, you could do the flower section in a different color than the rest of it, but I'm going to just keep this super easy so you don't have to wait a long time. Kathy Hindman says, I don't know how people can make it through the day without Jesus. Me either. I really don't. If you do not know Jesus yet, but you know people who are Christ followers, I encourage you to just ask them, so what's the deal with this Jesus Christ guy, and what's it all about? You know, however you would phrase that, but ask questions of the people that are in your life that are Christ followers. And then keep coming back here every Sunday for Christ in Crafting. And then I'll share my experience. Okay, you know what, this looks a little bit thick, so I'm gonna add just a teeny bit of distilled water. Let's see. And stir it up really good. This is the thing with chalk paste. It started its life on Earth as a solid substance, and then it was turned into this creamy paste with water. But it, over time, it wants to return to a solid surface. It just does. They don't last forever. So you can extend the life of your chalk paste by spritzing in distilled water occasionally and stirring, and that helps. Okay, look how nice that looks now. So I'm just going to put some blobs on here. I always do too much, but we'll see. Okay, and then I'm just going to use a small cut apart squeegee and my glasses so I can see. And as usual, this is something that I always do. I don't know if other crafters do, but I will get specific pictures of this project close up that I'll put here in these comments for you to look at later. And I will also put it just on DiyDreaming, because I want you to be able to come back and see how everything turned out. And especially if it's something to inspire you, like this farmhouse wood technique that I showed you, I want you to be able to come back and take a look and see if you think it worked. Okay, now I'm just pulling off the chunky bits. Or my chalk paste is really thick. And I'm looking to make sure I got everything. And I'm not going to keep going over and over and over it, because that is when you tend to push too much of the chalk paste under your stencil. Okay, hopefully it's good. It is! And I love this combination. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Okay, this is going into a tub of water, face down, over here. I won't let it soak forever, because that's not good for your stencils, but I will let it sit in there until I can get out into my kitchen. Oh my gosh, this is lovely. And to get into my kitchen to clean it off and lay it out to dry. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? For something that started its life as this. I am excited. I think it looks great. So, what do you guys think? So, if you want to look at anything, or you want the supply list, you want the name of this paint. I don't have a name of stain, I'm sorry, but it's any brown stain. You want to look at the wax or any of the chalk paste or any of these stencils that I just showed you, just say link in the comments and I will get that for you. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. It's a 12 by 12 piece of wood called a wood panel. I see somebody does have a question, so let's get it right now. A wood panel that was $3 from Dollar Tree Plus. This is what it looks like when you get it. And this is what it can look like by doing this technique. So let's see. It looks a lot more expensive than the Dollar Tree store. Yes, and I love to just kind of prop these little signs like this up here or there, you know, in my house. And then when I glance over and see it, I am reminded that I am God's handiwork, his masterpiece. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and so are you. God doesn't make any junk, to quote Miss Gail Pittman, who used to always say that God doesn't make any junk. So anyways, that was the project. Here was the other one that I showed you. We'll come back to this sometime in the next week and figure out what to do with it. Here are the other things that I showed you at the start of the video. And I am going to dig up these videos for you. Country Kitchen. This was a piece of MDF. So it wasn't a great piece of wood to start out with. This is one of these big canvases. Let's see, I think it might even be the same size. It is. And this was just, it probably was from Dollar Tree, I'm just not remembering. So I did that technique on it. And then I stenciled it with this Honest Life Rules stencil. Be kind, have faith, speak truth, show grace, stay humble, be honest, and above all else, Jesus said to love one another. And then this was the other one that I showed at the start of this video. So I'll get those. I think it might have been 2 videos, and I will dig those up and I'll put those at the start of the comments once I get a chance to do it. I'll also probably replay these videos for you today so you can come back and watch, and I'll get good pictures. If you have ideas for what we should do with this, please tell me, because I'm really not sure. I did the stripes because I wanted you to be able to see how this works. And now I'm looking at it, it does look like light, a little darker, a little darker, and the darkest. So it does kind of have an ombre effect, but tell me what you think we should do with that one. Okay? Alrighty. Yeah, the wood looks beautiful, doesn't it, Charlene? And it's not even wood. So do with this, that's a thumb, or this, that's a heart, or say something to me in the comments. And check to see if you've liked and followed this page, and those things don't guarantee it, but they do improve the odds that you'll ever see me again, because I don't know, Facebook's impossible to figure out. Oh, Anne says she wishes her stenciling would look as good as mine. You know what? I have practiced a lot, and this stenciling is like, I'm going to tell you this one last thing, and then I'm really going to say goodbye. Stenciling is like riding a bicycle. It takes a little practice. So, did you get on a bicycle the very first time and ride around the neighborhood, around the block successfully, stop, get off the bike, and have everything be great. No, you probably tipped over, skinned your knee, had a hard time stopping, had a hard time maneuvering, because you don't have any practice. You didn't have any practice. And this is the same. It just takes a little practice, and then you get the feel of it. And somebody's saying they're still getting mad faces for hearts. That's perfectly fine. I know you're not mad at me. So just practice, 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 and you'll get the feel. You will, I promise. Okie dokie. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys later.